I was recently asked how you schedule your life or how you actually achieve all of the things that you need to get done in a week. So, I'm going to tell you some of the strategies that I learned and I actually got really good at. For those of you who are new to my world, I stepped into being a mom literally overnight. I adopted 5 children. At the time, I had a husband, but he was going to school full time, and I actually had a job sort of doing this, but I was working from home, so it seemed like a really good time to step into being a mother. That's another story. So I suddenly, one day, had 5 children. They ranged from 18 months to 12. And for the most part, they didn't have any structure in their life before they came to live with me. So I'm going to teach you some of the things that I did, and hopefully that will help you figure out how to do your life and do it with a little bit more structure, feeling of worth, and feeling of a lot more wins. So one of the first things that I did was I chose the things that were important to me. So first off, for me, I loved having a shower every morning, getting dressed, doing my hair, putting on my makeup, assembling myself. There was great success that came in my world if I could get myself all assembled. Well, I suddenly have 5 kids. And for any of you who have children, or even if you have animals, there's always those fingers or those paws underneath the bathroom door. And I found myself suddenly with no time, all to myself. And I would get in the shower and my children would walk in and they would open the door because I had a shower door, and they would start talking to me while I was covered in bubbles and suds. And I thought, what in the world? This was not what I signed up for. And I remember talking to a friend of mine who said, hey, gyms have daycare. So you can take your kid and they'll watch your kid, you can work out, and you can have a shower. And I thought that is the most magical thing ever. So 6 months after I got my kids, I signed up for the gym because for me, taking a shower, getting myself assembled and dressed was really important. So that was really important. So shower was number one. Number two was making sure that my family was fed and that they had healthy food. So number two was food. And then number three was spending some time with my kids to help them get their learning levels up to where they were supposed to be. So I took out a calendar, one of those ones that had times, and I broke it down. My oldest child had to be out of the house by 7 o'clock in order to get to school on time. So I would make sure that our whole family was up at 6:45 and we would pray together. That was really important to me. So praying together, reading scriptures, and sending my child off to school. Then my next thing was to make sure that all my children were fed. So I would make breakfast, and I made breakfast every morning. And then my kids would wander, the older ones would wander off to school. And then we would go to the gym, my younger ones. I found a gym that allowed me to be there for 2 hours. So working out wasn't high on my list, but having a shower was, and the shower was at the gym. So I inadvertently was able to fill up my cup by finding people at the gym that I liked, by going to the gym because I liked having a shower, and going every day. And I switched it up because I went to different classes. I learned how to lift weights and do spinning and do Zumba and all of those other things. So at 9 o'clock, I was at the gym. At 11 o'clock, I was home. At 11:30, I was making lunch for my little kids. And then at noon, I was taking my younger one to kindergarten. And then my babies, we would have a nap together in the afternoon. So for me, it was really easy to put all of that together because I chose some things that were important to me. Well, then I had to put my kids' schedules in and the activities that they were doing. And then I had to put my husband's schedule in as well and then juggle that. So you may not have showering as a priority. You may have something else. But I also tackled the other thing. So food, feeding your children and coming up with menus every day of the week is exhausting. And so I had a calendar. I actually did 30 days all at one time. Every month I would do a calendar of food preparation. So the breakfast meals were essentially, there were 5 options during the week when kids went to school. Saturday and Sunday were a little bit fancier because everybody was home. Lunch was always sandwiches, vegetables, and fruit. And then dinner always had 2 vegetables, a protein, and some sort of starch. And Sundays and either Wednesdays or Thursdays had dessert. We didn't do dessert very often, but I came up with one plan every month. So the first of the month, I would fill it all in, and then I'd post it on the fridge. The kids knew what was going to happen, which food was coming, who wanted to help if they wanted, and if they wanted to learn how to make it. I made everything basically from scratch, and I made sure that there was a plan, and I did it once a month. I didn't do it every week because I didn't have time for that. I did it once a month. So the food plan was that. The laundry plan was each kid, because I had 5 kids, plus a mom and a dad, and sheets and towels. So I had each child had a day that was their laundry, and their job was to bring their clothes to the laundry room before they went to school. So they piled them all in the basket. They would bring them to the laundry room. If they were old enough, they were in charge of putting them in the washing machine. I would rotate them to the dryer throughout the day. And when they got home from school, their job was to fold them and put them away every week. We did towels and sheets once a week. So then everybody had clean sheets, and I would help them put their sheets on their bed the next day. And so we never had piles of laundry ever. We never had craziness of figuring out what we were going to eat, because I made the decision one time and just rotated it every month. And laundry, there was washing machine was going every day, but that was okay because I never had a pile of clothes. So those are the 2 things that always get really out of hand, as far as I can tell. And then homework was simply when they came home from school, and I made sure that their bed was made before they went to school. And bed made meant blankets flat, pillows on top. I wasn't really fussy. If they had lots of like stuffed animals and toys and stuff that usually went on the bed, as long as they were in a chair or up off the floor, that was sufficient. So as you step into being a parent, or even if you just are trying to get your life together as a single person, I'm going to tell you, pick your top 3 things that are important to you. So for me, having a shower every day without anybody helping me, that was awesome. So a shower every day, making sure that I knew what food was coming and where it was coming from, and making sure that my house was kind of tidy-ish. Those were the 3 important things for me. And as my kids got older, I didn't have to go to the gym to use the shower, but I used the gym as momentum to have a shower and get dressed. So my timing switched to 6 a.m. when my kids got older, because they still had to be out of the house by 7 and they had to get themselves up. So they've all learned how to take control of their life that way. But if you're just a single person, I highly suggest pick 3 things that are important to you. Put them in your schedule first. Figure out how you can make them happen on the time frame that you want them. So you have to eat every day. You don't have to laundry every day, but you do have, and you don't have to shower every day. Those are the choices that I made, which then trickled over to going to the gym every day, because that gave me momentum to have a shower. Because if I go to the gym, then I had a shower and it was part of my routine, and then I was just on my way. So if this has been helpful, please drop me a comment. Let me know if you need any more help or suggestions. I'm here. Also comment. I'd be happy to get back to you.